Please be advised we are speaking in our own individual capacities and not representing any companies we may work for.
We are not your lawyers, and any information given during this podcast does not constitute as legal advice and is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Enjoy the episode. Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Nicole.
And welcome back to Girls Gone Legal. Hi, welcome. I'm back.
We're so excited. Welcome back. I'm so happy you are here and back.
It's been a long time.
It's been so long since me and Katie recorded together. I mean, this is so exciting.
Did you miss me?
Like the old days. I did miss you. Melissa and Sophia are great. I love having them on.
They killed it.
Watch the episodes with them. They are killing it. But I'm so happy Katie is back. My OG.
Don't judge me, guys. I'm a little rusty here. It's been a while, but we have an even more exciting guest than me being back today. Drum roll.
Guys, we're so excited to introduce Shermin Lakha today. She's the founder of LVLUP Legal. LVLUP Legal is a boutique women-owned law firm dedicated to empowering unrepresented startups, businesses, and entrepreneurs to level up and make smart legal decisions. LVLUP Legal practices business and intellectual property law, and Shermin focuses on investment agreements and negotiations for early-stage startups.
She's also the founder of Tiger Creative Agency, a talent, content, and production agency. TTA is currently engaged in contract with Amazon Live Management, A-list creators, and celebrities producing their own Amazon live stream shows.
Shermin is an entrepreneur, speaker, content creator, legal advisor, and startup investor. Shermin has been recognized as a 2024 and 2025 Super Lawyers Rising Star and was named a top entrepreneurial voice on LinkedIn. She serves as a legal advisor and board member for several emerging startups, has been featured in Forbes, Vogue Business, The Hollywood Reporter, and Business Insider, and is a member of several women-founded organizations. So we are so excited to welcome Shermin today.
Hello.
What a bio.
That's not a bio.
I never even read to me. So
I love
like,
the stacked bio.
it's good.
Stacked. It's a stacked bio.
I gotta chat GPT synthesize that one down a little bit.
No, I love it.
I was getting motivated just reading it.
I know. I'm like, wait, that's a great idea.
Hollywood Reporter, Business Insider, Vogue, Forbes. I'm like, this is it.
Yeah, we have such always impressive guests, but that's I'm already taken back by your background
Thank you.
now.
That's so nice.
I mean, I guess I need to start there. Like, I would love to just start from the beginning and hear a little bit about, I mean, we just talked a lot, and I want to hear you talk a little bit about kind of what started this all for you. I mean, we know where you are now, but what kind of got you interested and inspired into pursuing law in the first place?
So interestingly enough, I never really wanted to be a lawyer per se. I went to law school because I didn't know what I wanted to do after I graduated. So I was like, okay, I was an English major and I should probably go back to school because I didn't really know what else to do. And I wanted job security. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to be a lawyer. Like, that's cool. And so, yeah, I just went straight into law school. And I don't know if anybody very rarely do people love the law.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think a lot of people use it as either a way to have job security, a way to maybe make money, and just maybe have a little bit of prestige in what they do. And when you get there, it's a lot different. And then when you graduate, it's even scarier. So I really focused on networking and internships. And I think I always had a little bit of that entrepreneurial spirit, but I didn't really know where to place it. Mm-hmm. But I was never going to be the person who was graduating at top of the class. That was never going to be me.
Yeah.
And I honestly wasn't I think I was in the bottom 25 of the class, but I knew that what I was good at was being in rooms and getting work done. I'm the person that gets the work done. And I think that's one of my biggest superpowers. I'm never afraid to roll up my sleeves and be the one to get it done. So I really focused on building up my resume. I got internships at the U.S. Attorney's Office, and that's a whole interesting story. The AG's office. I worked at Goldman Sachs, and then I worked at Freshfields, and then I had all of these great positions, even internships, and then after graduation. And then at 29, I decided to quit because I was like, I just don't feel aligned with what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm a person that's more creative, but it was a time when people were not allowed to be creative. It was still 2012, 2013. Or no, I graduated 2013. So this was around 2015, 2016.
Okay.
And this is when law firms were like, no, you cannot be creative. It's really buttoned up. So I was like, I feel like there's something here with the creator community. And so I just decided to quit and really start Level Up. But it wasn't always like the way, it wasn't what it is today when I first started at all.
Right.
Yeah, no.
And I'm really surprised and I'm really proud of where it's built out to.
Yeah, I mean, it's grown to be huge. I mean, I was telling Katie, I was just telling you that Shermin was one of like the first inspirations when I started law school and I was a 1L. I found Shermin on Instagram and I was like, wow, like she is so amazing.
Oh my God,
like,
thank you.
You're like the motivation that you had and just like working and hustling, I looked up to that. And I know people are 1Ls now or students and people are in college looking up to that and looking up to like maybe wanting to start a podcast and stuff. And just always go for your dreams. And I think that was another reason when I went to your networking event, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I have a creative side. I want to do something like this. So yeah, one of my first inspirations when I started law school. So full circle moment, audience, right now. I was telling Katie earlier.
Well, I think it's so amazing what you guys are building here. I saw it on LinkedIn. Most underrated platform, like I said, and I was just
we've been talking about that. We're like, gotta get our LinkedIn up.
I was like, this is so great. Like seeing other people do creative things and feel like they have the freedom to. And a lot of times they reach out and tell me that. And I'm like, I had no idea. Like when I was starting that this was going to be such a trend, because I did hear a lot of backlash and comments about the things that I was doing, but I always kind of kept my eye on the prize. And honestly, when you really don't have that much to lose, you're like, I'm just going to do it all. It doesn't really matter.
No, exactly. And we actually just had Emily on the podcast, which was amazing. And we just had a clip posted yesterday when she was saying, like, people are going to say what they want to say no matter what. You just have to do what you want to do. So, like, you saying, like, you heard backlash and all of that when you were starting this, but you kept going. Look where you are today, you know? You didn't listen to anybody, and so many people are inspired by you. I mean, it's been years now that, you know, I was a 1L. I'm now graduated. I'm a year out. Or like a year and a half out. And like, it's just so crazy to think like that many years ago, like I was looking up to you. Now we're sitting here talking, right?
I know.
So it's just, it's a crazy like, full circle moment.
And I would say it's like, for lack of better words, it's just trailblazing is what I think it was. And I mean, for saying you did that shift when it was like, there wasn't really that intersection at the time of being in a law or being a law firm or in the legal space, but then being able to be creative and be able to use social media. And I think looking back at that, everyone's doing that now, and like you were borderline one of the first.
I know, one of the OGs.
It was so crazy because, like at my law firm, they were like, you know what, you have to take down your Instagram. Like, and I wasn't even like that big or anything, but I was a girl about town. And so that was something that I was like, I really don't want to do that. And when I started Level Up, I honestly started posting on social media because I didn't have any money before. I was, you know what, I wanted to start a firm. I wanted to build a brand, and what's the best way to do it is social media. So I just started posting because that was really my only option. But I thought more about, you know, where my clients were. And if I wanted to work with content creators, which is, you know, in hindsight, that's marketing and advertising law. What it was, maybe you're looking at Mad Men and marketing and advertising, that's like the version of it today. But it was an untapped market because people were very scared of it and they didn't see it as the billion-dollar industry that it is today. And so I'm like, if my clients are on social media, then they're going to find me there. And a lot of people feel like social media is draining. And of course, it's a whole different ballgame now because now every business is on there. But I really looked at it as an opportunity. Like, what an amazing opportunity to reach and promote my business without having to spend $1. All I have to do is put myself out there. And when you start a business, that I have to say is the biggest thing. It's like you cannot care what anybody thinks. You have to really put yourself out there, and you have to be comfortable being seen, because now I think it's very well known that if you're going to be successful as a founder, you have to be the face of your business. You have to be there. And it was really just me at the time. So I'm like, all right, I'm there. There was no TikTok. It was just Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And since then, you know, we've actually done no paid marketing. We are just completely organic, referral, our own social media. We do everything in-house. We literally make our own grids, and we have, you know, it's very much owned by our firm.
Wow.
That's
all. And I mean, on top of doing that as one of the first law firms that were really using social media or like in that space, using it to your advantage, you were also like a woman starting her own law firm, which is, I'm sure, like a whole nother hurdle that you had to go through. Was there anything that like you can remember that were big challenges when you were at the starting point of the firm?
So, I mean, I wasn't just a woman. I was a minority woman. I was under the age of 30 and I had some experience, but I think I had only been practicing for maybe 4 years.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's not that long in the world of law. So, what it was I really didn't think about that because I have to say, when you build a personal profile, people see you and they understand you. One thing about me is both my personal and my business pages are all public. So people kind of see you and they get to know you and they know what to expect when they're talking to you.
Yeah.
So I always did kind of align both, but that was actually one of the best things I did because it helped bring me to the forefront and give trust. It helped build trust. If you're going to start a practice or you're going to do any business, number one thing you need to know is that everything in life is sales. And I tell that to people all the time.
Yeah.
You are always going to be selling in some kind of way or marketing in some kind of way. From the way that you look, the way that you speak, what you're doing, it's all the most important thing. Law firms, lawyers, partners, they all are getting business. They have to be creative about it, and that's what I just did. I was very creative about it, and that's how I built a lot of our clients. But I never looked at any of those things as a hindrance. I always really looked at it as a benefit because I started really focusing on marketing to female founders. So the first thing I did was I joined every single networking group in New York City, all the female founder ones. A lot of people will start by leveraging the legal community, like joining all the legal groups, which is great. That's great for referrals. But that's all one community. I never was engaged in the legal community until Empire State of Law.
Okay.
I focused on businesses and startups and being involved in those communities and being the only lawyer there that came and was, personable and actually got to know people very well. And that was really a hole in the market. And so I really focused on that versus the legal community. And that's how I was able to build more of a personal brand with a lot of my clients.
How did you come up with the name Level Up? Because it's so catchy. I'm just curious.
You know what? A friend came up with it, actually.
Really? I love that.
Yeah. So I forget what it was. He's actually a big social media person. I talked about him today, actually, which is so random.
Yeah.
He was a former Vine star.
Really?
And so
Okay.
he's a really good friend of mine. I'd probably say his name's Clarity. And I was talking about different names and he's like, Level Up. That's like such a good idea. It's kind of like the Sierra song had just came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, Level Up Legal, that's what it's going to be called. And I just decided not to use vowels. I think that was a very millennial thing not to use vowels.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, why did we do that? But yeah, it was actually, I was one of the first. The firm was first called the Law Office of Shermin Lakha.
Okay.
And that was because the Bar Association required you before to have your name in a law firm. I wrote a letter and fought that whole thing because I was like, I thought about Level Up as a brand always. And actually one of my biggest mistakes, I think, as an entrepreneur is I tied a lot of my personal brand, me as a person, to Level Up. If you want to start a brand, it should not include your name because the minute you step away from that and have it grow into something, it no longer works.
Right.
So I wanted the name to not be associated with me personally so that I knew that I wanted to be a brand to grow. And that's kind of how we're doing it now. That's why when we do social and we have a lot of the girls doing the content, it's because I want a client, when they call Level Up and they talk to a different person on the team, they recognize them from our branding, from our socials. They're comfortable.
Yeah.
They're not like, where is Shermin? But because I meet a lot of clients out and a lot of them do know me personally, they do want to talk to me a lot. So it does hinder the scaling a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
But now that I have so many other brands and I'm starting so many other projects, I'm really trying to move my personal brand away from just being the lawyer and really focus more on being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I love that. And I think even with us, like we love doing a bunch of stuff too, right? Like we're in law school. You're in law school. We're in law school. I'm not in law school anymore. I graduated. But I'm starting a swim brand. And we have the podcast and you're acting and you have the podcast and in law school.
Yeah.
So like sitting next to you right now is so inspiring because
Thank you.
like to be able to do all these different things, and that was something big we like talk about on the podcast, is being able to do it all. Like you don't have to confine yourself to one thing. If you have a passion in something, you should go do it. You can be a lawyer and you can go be a CEO somewhere, right? I think that's a huge thing.
And I mean, it's interesting that you say that kind of like that separation between you as a person versus like your brand as the law firm.
Yeah.
I guess how is like that evolved now that you have the agency branch, and like how does that connect with the firm, and like that what you're saying, like the point of having kind of a lot of different things going on at once? Are you wearing many different hats? How does that kind of look as of right now as like the big picture?
Yeah. So, when I started the agency, I was a little scared. I was like, everyone just knows me as, Shermin, the founder of Level Up. Like, how am I ever going to be anything else? And even when I was posting content about, my outfits or my day in the life or things that I was doing, I almost felt scared to do it sometimes because I'm like, I feel like it's going to take away from my brand. And you may think that people don't still give me comments. People still give me comments. I had somebody tell me that I should be more like a Mrs. Dow Jones or a Rich BFF, who they kill it in content, but they're like very specific. But I'm more of a personality, and that's really
Right.
like
Yeah.
what I enjoy. And so for me, I was like, you know what, I'm going to post it all because I always really did picture myself as someone dynamic. Anytime I do something, even when I was starting Level Up, I never really know what I'm going to do, but I know the woman I want to be. So I always tell people this. If you are very like, I have a lot of things I want to do, I don't really know where to start, take all the stuff away and think about like, who is the woman that you want to be? What does she spend her day doing? Who does she meet? What does she wear? What is she inspired by? Where does she live? Think about that as a vision, and then everything will kind of come into line. So now what I'm doing is I'm really focusing my personal brand on being more of an entrepreneur. And what I'm transitioning into is being more of an advisor.
Okay.
And so growing my team out at Level Up has been amazing. Honestly, that I'm so proud of. It's like my first baby.
Yeah.
And they really handle so much. Like they are, because my schedule is insane, they work like the 9 to 5, 9 to 6 schedule. Like they are the ones that are like on the desk doing the work, answering everybody, getting there. And then I'm running around the city, I'm traveling, but I work like almost opposite hours of them.
Yeah.
So it kind of works. So that's a really well-oiled machine. The agency now is growing. My passion really is I'm in the business of building businesses. I love the build stage.
Okay.
So now that Level Up has been built, it's really fun for me to have an agency, which we're still building and growing. We work with Amazon. I'm talking to Walmart, Vogue as a creator program, Macy's. All of these brands are building out their creator cohorts. And I really know how to do it because I've done it now with Amazon Live.
Yeah.
So I love building that out. With my personal brand and my content, I'm really trying to focus on, everything as I do as an entrepreneur, which sometimes makes people really stressed out. I realize that I posted a video today. Everyone's like, that really stressed me out. And then what I'm launching now is I'm doing courses with Level Up. I'm doing, I have Empire State of Law. I have the Connected Table, which is really a dinner series for women to come together. And I'm launching a newsletter and a LinkedIn Live show called The First Call, because I've discovered that my zone of genius is, and the reason why I have been so successful with my clients is that I'm able to help people see the things that they don't see in themselves. People will tell me their business idea, and I'm able to connect the dots and be like, this is really what you need to do. And that's why so many clients want to give me advisory shares in their business, not just because I'm a lawyer, which yes, they get, legal advice and legal work as part of advisory, but they get my zone of genius and they get my contacts and my connections and what I've built as, wearing so many different hats. So always use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
I think it scares people when you're able to do so many things, but that's the good part of it.
Do you ever feel that people tell you like you need to like slow down a little bit or like stop doing a million things at once? Do you feel that?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
I think that one of the reasons is I'm not married and I'm still single. I think that's like, women and men actually love to comment on that. I like to comment on it too, honestly. So whatever. But I think that's actually, one of the reasons people tell people to slow down when you, as a woman, if you aren't married or you don't have children, I do think that could be used against you sometimes. I do think that if I was a man, I don't think anybody would tell me to slow down, right?
Yeah.
I'm financially secure. I built things I'm proud of. I live a life. Honestly, I have to say every day when I wake up, I feel very blessed to live the life that I live.
That's
I'm like
amazing.
truly a happy person, and I really enjoy the runaround.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially that's why I love New York. You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
you
That's
just
like
enjoy it.
big
the best
city,
part.
big
Yeah.
apple.
Inspired every day. So for me, it's like I think some days, just like anybody,
Mm-hmm.
I'll wake up and I'm like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then I have
Exhausted.
days where I'm like, you know what? This is pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
the things that I get, the things to do as an attorney, which aren't things that normal attorneys traditionally get to do,
Mm-hmm.
is really great. And so being an entrepreneur, you get to build a life that you want.
Yeah.
No, it's something that we have talked about so much because we both kind of fall into a similar category where we are all over the place and we do have a million things going on. And I think one of the main points early on in our podcast that we talked about is you could do law school and have a life. And like it's possible. Like you have to just be strategic and time manage and do what you need to do. But like you can wear all these hats and and I feel like you're a great example of you can also continue doing all of these things post grad and like there's ways to get around and do that. So that's, inspiring. I guess my question to it is, what are your tricks, I guess for lack of a better word, to organize that and to be able to do it all without being like, whoa, there's so much going on.
I'm whoa.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's really just, I have to say, like, I use my day fully. I think we all have 24 hours in a day. I realize that actually people have a lot of self-sabotage. I've now really learned that, and those things just don't exist for me. So I'm just a person that when I have an idea, I go forth and do it. I am really lucky. I said this once in a panel and people got really upset. I don't have anxiety. Like I don't self-sabotage. And when I have an idea, I'm really excited about it. And I keep like blinders on about what people think about me. I have no fear of being seen. And I also, my motto is, why not me? Like, why can't you just do all of it? There's so many people that are doing everything.
100%.
And so for me, when I wake up in the day, I love to like categorize my life and things I can do. My therapist does say I do function off of what's it called? She said it's like you like to make lists that you can't accomplish because you are motivated by lack. Like when I feel like I could have done more,
Right.
I wake up the next day even more fired up.
I
My
love
biggest
that.
competitor is myself. It's almost like being an athlete.
Yeah.
And so I like think about how I can make things happen. Obviously I don't get everything done in a day, but I like to kind of see where my day ends up. But you have to kind of have priorities in your life of what's important to you. So work is always important, but there's more.
Yeah.
So there's like 5 things in my life that I really kind of focus on. So one is relationships, friends, family, all of that. Like that's the number one thing. 2 to me is elevated experiences. I want every experience in my life to be elevated in some way, where it's a new experience. I'm learning something. I'm being inspired. I love bougie stuff. So it's like, to me, like a good dinner, like a great pair of shoes, like that's just life. I love elevated experiences. And 3rd for me is actually work.
Yeah.
I love what I do. I feel value in that. But I work and I'm inspired by it, which gives me an elevated experience and also gives me great relationships. But like when I'm at my computer working, like that's not my favorite part of the day.
Yeah.
And then I think it goes into spirituality and like, believing in higher powers and like I said, being like a manifester and all of that. And then I think it all kind of switches, but 5th would be like health, wellness, and enjoying that. So as long as I kind of like put my day and my life into these categories and focus on what's most important to me, then I think it feels very fulfilling. If I had work at the top and I wasn't really something that I feel is my main priority, and I think that would make me feel less fulfilled. So it doesn't feel too bad for me.
Yeah. No, I love that. I'm actually just listening to like having this conversation with you as I'm listening. It's just motivating me because I'm at this point right now in my life where I'm a year and a half out of law school and I'm like, what am I doing with my life right now? And I have like that side where I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be a lawyer, and I have like this crazy creative side. And I want to act like on my inner thoughts.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start a swim brand, right?
Yeah.
And like I went to 3 years of law school. Like you don't think I'm coming out.
But
I'm like all of a
don't let
sudden
that
I'm
start-
starting a swim brand.
Don't let that
What am I
stop you.
doing? So I was like, I want to start a swim brand. And like some people are like, Nicole, you're crazy. Like you're not starting the swim brand. You're crazy. I go, okay. And I just started it. I was like, well, just start an Instagram. And now it's been a hit, and no products yet. Right now, right now we're in the process of making the bathing suits, and because I want everything to be legit. Like I want this to be a legit
Yes.
brand. Like I'm not just like ordering random fabrics, you know. Like I'm really putting a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just like wanted to do that so badly. And then us with the podcast, like we want to grow this podcast, but this isn't like our only thing that we're doing, right? So it's like we want to put that work into it and keep going. But then on the side, I'm also working. Like I have a job.
Yeah.
So I have a 9 to 5. So I'm doing that. So just like with all these things, sometimes that's why I said, like, does anyone tell you to slow down? Because people in my life, and just I know they're looking out for me, have told me, like, Nicole, you just need to like chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I thrive on chaos and like things being hectic.
100%.
I do the best that like when I have so many things going on.
Right.
I might be extremely tired. You might hear me say a million times, like, I'm so tired. But I thrive and do my best that way.
Yeah.
Than if I'm just like waking up every day, like I have nothing going on. Like
I can't tell you how many
nothing's
people are like not inspired by like, you know, the 9 to 5. It's like,
yeah.
it's easier, but it's
Yeah.
not as fulfilling. But honestly,
No.
there's a couple of things that I like. When you said that, I was like, ooh, you're at that stage I was when I started Level Up, where
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, you do feel like I went to 3 years of law school. I spent
I
so
have
much
to do
money.
something with it.
Yeah.
You have to do
Yeah.
something with it. Like
Yeah.
it becomes these like golden handcuffs. Like
Yes.
I better have not just wasted my time. You won't.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
it's a stepping stone. I learned more in one semester of law school than I did of all of undergrad. I don't know what I learned in
Oh, yeah.
undergrad.
No, yeah.
Yeah. But then I'm
Yeah.
like, even after, right? And of course I hire interns that are law students. I couldn't tell you like anything in law school. I mean, it's been so long for me. I graduated in 2014. So it's been a while for me. But I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like there's so many people doing different things.
Yeah.
But I also feel like people tell you to stop doing things because you were igniting something in them that they were too afraid to do.
Yeah.
And you have to see that sometimes. You're like, okay. And I always tell people, hear everybody, but don't listen to everybody. You can hear
Yeah.
them and you could be like, okay, you know, maybe it is. I'm tired. Yes, true. But at least you're inspired by something.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people that hit different stages of their lives and wish they had a passion. So if you have a passion now,
Yeah.
go for it.
Run with it.
And you could be multifaceted. I think even now more than ever, you could be multifaceted.
Yeah.
You never know which one's going to take off. And you could end up
Exactly.
doing law at this time and like, you know, later in your life. And you being an actress, you should be a trial lawyer.
Yeah.
The best trial lawyers are all actresses.
I know everyone says that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I like transactional.
Yeah, but imagine like, you know, being able to do that and like, you know,
Yeah.
tell a good story, or you can also always go back to it. It's like
Yeah.
something that's great, and
Yeah.
it's just take it as something you learned
Well,
from.
Yeah.
And that was the big, I mean, acting it's funny because there's been so many points in my education where I've said like, should I just drop out and really like only do acting? But at the end of the day, I'm like, if I need to take a pause in schooling or whatever, you're never gonna be able to take away my legal degree. And like, I knew that. I'm like, if I can just finish and get through this, that's something that like, you can't ever take that from me. Even if
Yeah.
one day I don't use it, I'll still have that. So I think that was like, that's been my motivator lately to get me through senioritis of just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. You
you
always have
can't
your
take it from
education.
me. Yeah.
I will tell you that even with the agency, it's a little up and down sometimes, right? And at one point, I had so many people tell me, like, you know, the agency is taking off. Why are you still doing Level Up? Like, you could just kind of like, I've had offers to buy the business. I've had so many different opportunities to kind of downsize it or shut it down or just be a solo. And there's all these different things that people have told me, but you need a base, right?
Yeah.
So like Level Up is always going to be my base of like, what I need to live. Like it's a brand that I love. I love what I do with it. I love the team. I love everything about it, right? You can always build off of different ideas once you got your base. So a law degree is always a base. When I started Level Up and I quit, it was pretty scary, but I remember my dad, he's like, well, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're just going to go back and get another job.
Yeah.
So you're going to be in the
Yeah.
same position you were if you didn't try. So you might as well just try something.
Yeah.
When you have your degree and say you do a year working and you're still acting, you're figuring that out, and then you get a big gig, quit your job, go do your thing. And the worst thing is to just go back and get another job.
Yeah.
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 It's no big deal.
I mean, I guess you have gone through it now a couple times through many different startups.
Yeah.
Would you say that there's like some pitfall or like something that you can give us for like advice or things to avoid in terms of that early stage startups? It can be legal or non-legal, kind
So
of
for my businesses,
anything or business you've seen.
I think for me personally, I didn't really have any mentors in what I was doing, right? So I just kind of started. I do think that I never had a business plan in any of my businesses. And I see a lot of my startups and like friends that are launching incredible businesses and they have these like amazing business plans. And I'm like, dang, this is so smart. Like you guys are on top of it. Like you have a plan, but a lot of them are like product based where they have a lot of, overhead. What's interesting about my businesses is that they're all service based. So literally all I need is my brain and a laptop and I can get it done. I don't have that many overhead expenses if I don't need to. So that's the beauty of a service-based business. I'm actually going to be hopefully launching a product soon.
Nice.
Cool.
Which is a whole new learning curve for me, which I'm really excited about. It's really just about going back into like my zone of genius of helping people figure out where they are and kind of how I started Level Up, which is so interesting. It's all about getting into a flow state. And I really believe in like a lot of energy around that and creating a space to have a flow state. So when I was talking about being the woman that I want to be or how you want to walk into the world, I really believe in having like a moment to yourself and building an environment to have that type of ideation. So like the right types of journals, the candles, the incense, like all of those things to get you in that flow state are really important. And all of my best downloads and decisions have come when I've given myself the space to do that.
Yeah. No, that setting yourself up for success is
Yeah.
like that's the best way to. My dad used to say that it was luck is preparation meets opportunity. So when you like completely prepare yourself, set yourself up for success, and then can proceed for it. So
And you have to believe in yourself too, right? I mean,
100%.
I'm sure people are like I just said, that sounds crazy. This is delusional, this, that. Like, okay, thanks. I'm going to go do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because then it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and like you said, what's the worst happens? You
Right.
go back to not doing it.
Right.
You don't know if something's going to work until you try.
100%.
You just don't know.
100%.
So I think that's definitely.
Take the leap, guys. That's your
Yeah.
sign.
If
Well, you
there's
know where you're
something
at
to
right
do.
now. You're at this
Yeah.
stage where it's like internally, like in your gut,
Mm-hmm.
you know you're meant for bigger things, right?
Yeah.
And I had that same feeling. I'm like, this is not me. This like cooler water cooler talk thing.
Right.
Like, I don't give a shit about things I don't give a shit about, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I couldn't
I
pretend.
can't fake this anymore.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
fake this stuff. So I was like, I had this feeling and I was like, there's something greater for me out there. And a lot of people don't have that actually.
Yeah.
So when you know it and you almost feel like this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Like
Yeah.
I know it. I have bigger things. Like you wake up and you're going to your 9 to 5, even though you probably your job is amazing. Your first year out of law school, it's exciting. Also, you feel great, like financially secure. But you're like, when you leave that office, you're like, okay, like there's something more. That's when you're gonna get into that mentality, but you need to allow your brain to get into that phase. So I think a lot of us, especially like we're running around, we're doing a million things. To have a moment to step outside and kind of look at your life from the top is how you're going to get the right ideas to really take the next steps and prepare, like you said. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, I'm so tired. I mean, even when we came in here, I was just like, I haven't stopped. I'm like, go, 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 go. And I love it. Like I said, I love like thriving on chaos and everything. But I just have like this weird, I guess like itch, like you said, like I have this mindset where I'm like, I know what I'm capable of.
Right.
And I feel like I have like these like big
Bigger
things
plans,
ahead
yeah.
and bigger plans ahead. And I'm like, what is it though? And how am I getting there? And you know, like sometimes I'm like, you got to be patient, right? Sometimes
Right.
I'm like, you know, I'm from Jersey, you know, living in New York, like everything's fast paced. I'm like, oh, I just want something to happen like now. But all good things take time. I mean, even with our podcast, like it's been growing and we started this a little over a year ago. Like all good things take time as like they're growing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in that weird stage right now where I'm like, who am I? What am I doing? I don't know what my identity is. Like, I'm going to take the Florida bar soon in February. And that's always something I wanted to do. I want to be a lawyer. That's my goal. That's why I went to law school. But I have all these other sides to me where I don't see myself being a traditional lawyer. I see myself traveling and answering calls at 11 p.m. Like I don't care to work on the
my life. I
don't care. Like after this, I'm going to go home and do more things. Like I don't need to work 9 to 5. I want to work all day, every day, weekends, if I'm away, if I'm on this trip. But like to me, it sounds nice because it's something I want to do. Like I want to be doing, like, it's like, to me, it's almost like not work. It's like, I love doing this. It's like a part of me in a way.
You know what's funny? When entrepreneurs complain about that, I'm like, honestly, it's true. Like it's the best part of my life is that
Right.
I have complete autonomy and I work. So this is the thing. I work 7 days a week, but it depends on the work. Like, is it a networking event? I get most of my clients from networking events. I get most of my clients out in the streets, having a good time, going to dinner, meeting people. So that's work in a sense, but it's fun for me. Like I could have my best work day on a Saturday and take the whole Tuesday off. Like it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But then I've never not worked a day, in a sense.
Yeah.
And everything, like I go back to sales, is a presentation of how you present yourself and how you move through the world, but it makes it fun.
100%.
And so, yeah, I do think that another thing I was going to say is that when you're waiting for something to happen, I always think about this now. You don't need to wait. You need to make it happen yourself. So, for example, when I was in Miami and I was like, you know what? I saw a lot of women doing just women's dinners. And I was like, I want to be invited to one of those. And I was like, no, I'm just going to create one. Like anything that you want to be a part of, you just create it.
Yeah.
I saw The Shift. They started a coffee table book. And I was like, I want to be in a coffee table book. And I was like, no, I'm going to make the Connected Table a coffee table book. I'm just going to do everything I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to work with content creators. I'm just going to start Level Up. Like anything you want that you're like waiting for, it just takes the person to take initiative and be a leader to do it.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And you have to just think about the fact that most people are too scared to do anything. And yeah, maybe there's a risk, maybe it won't work out, but every time you try something new, you get a little more respect, no matter what, because that's really what it is. When someone has the guts to do something, I think that's the best thing you could do, no matter what, even if it's super random.
Yeah. I mean, I think something that is still ringing in my head that you said a minute ago is just the thought that if you feel like you're meant for something bigger and better, you got to remember not everyone's having those feelings. And I think that's something as people who do think like that naturally, we forget that it's like that's not a thought that passes through everyone's mind. So that's very interesting to me. I think when do you, I mean, obviously easy answer is always, but when do you think it's time to turn these like ideas, these things that pass through your head into action items? So like when Tiger Creative, like when did that turn into a real, okay, we're bringing this to life right now?
So you know what's funny? Like most of my businesses like started before I even like they were already taking off before I really even had any kind of business plan or plans. So Tiger came about because during COVID, I had a lot of clients that were creators and I had a lot of brands and I was already brokering those deals, negotiating for as an attorney. But then I've had people ask me to represent them, but you can't do that without an agency license and you have to do a separate entity. So I was doing that. And then Amazon Live came into play. And I was just honestly the right person to do it. I was able to deliver what they needed. I was able to, help with the production, the ideation, the strategy, all of it. And that was something that I think I was really just meant to do because of what I had learned at Level Up and just knowing how to build. And so that kind of started taking off as we were going and as we were building. And then it became a bigger business more in the last like couple of years. But yeah, and then even, you know what it is? I think I have a lot of different ideas and I usually start the process of execution each day a little bit. So I have different categories of my life and I try to check one thing off in each box a day. So I try to post every day on personal, post in my businesses. I think about honestly, about 25% of my life is now Level Up and about 30 to 40% is Tiger. And then I spend another 10 to 15% of my day working on my passion projects. So they're always building and then something happens when I know it's the right time to go all in. But you should start kind of planting the seeds of that always as you go because then it just stays an idea. If you don't make little moves every day, it doesn't feel real and it feels further and further away. And then a lot of times you just end up not doing it.
Right. No, that's 100%. Do you just out of curiosity, what's the overlap like for you between the creative agency and the law firm? Like, is it compartmentalized in your head or is it?
It's compartmentalized, but everyone that's one thing people tell me all the time. Like, how the hell do you compartmentalize everything? I actually I'm not the greatest multitasker, I would say, but I do multitask. So I will edit my video as I'm walking to the train. I will make sure to post at a certain time. I'm really good at stacking. I have a walking pad treadmill under my desk.
Yeah.
So if I want to like, get some exercise, I do it all at the same time.
Right.
And so that's been really helpful. But compartmentalizing for me has been a little hard. I have to pick my days on what I'm really going to focus on. But a friend said this to me the other day, and it really stuck with me. Don't think about the money that you're saving. Think about the money that you're losing, because I have been very good about scaling Level Up because I always want it to be a brand. That's my number one criteria in building Level Up is it's not just a law firm, it's a brand. It's a brand that inspires women.
Yeah.
So I've always been part of that is that ideology is bringing in women and feeling like they have an opportunity and a place and a chance to be part of something. That is really what that was. So that was always scaling. With the agency, I'm still doing a lot of the work because I'm still like, I like that build stage.
Right.
But I'm really trying to hire out there more because I really need to start thinking about the money I'm losing by not being more big picture and being somebody who really loves to be in the build stage. I need to be about the ideation stage because I'm good at that too and trusting people more. So that's what I've been thinking about lately and how I'm going to scale that out so I can have a little more time to compartmentalize and do other things, other projects.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I was actually thinking that today. I'm like, I'm doing so many different things. And I don't know if you ever have this thought too, Katie. And it's like, I want to make sure that I'm putting my best effort or like what I can do in the best way out there.
Yeah.
Right. So like,
Still giving 100% to
to
each of those things. Yeah. It's
Yes.
like someone said something to me and it bugged me so much. And it was like, if you have it was something along the lines of if you have a plan B, then you're not putting enough effort into plan A. And I'm like, I don't think that's true. I think you can have multiple passions and put 100% into all of them. You just have to be strategic in the way you do it.
Totally.
And I think that's kind of like what you're getting at of I'm not, just because I have 10 things going on doesn't mean I'm giving each thing 10%. It means when I'm working on the pod, I'm doing 100% of it.
Yeah.
When I'm doing work stuff, I'm putting 100% into that. And that's kind of why I was curious about how the overlap is for you, because I think that's important. It's important skill to have that. I think a lot of people, that's when you fail at I took on too much, because you start giving 10 here, 10 there.
And I think it's just like you have to get out of your head sometimes. I think that's the problem. People think about things too much. Like my day, I've done so many different things, but I was like, okay, I'm just going to walk over, chat with people, doing a podcast, and I'm going to go have dinner. And then, that's just the day. It's nothing like when you think about it too much, it gets really hectic.
That's where the anxiety comes from. This is why I don't have anxiety.
You're not thinking about it too much.
Actually, a friend told me that you don't have anxiety with people, and I actually thrive off of energy. But people have said, like, you get anxiety, and my form of that is controlling. So I actually asked my team this a lot, and I told them that too. I said, sometimes because they're completely capable, but sometimes I'll start micromanaging them, and I'm like, and I told them, I'm like, when I start micromanaging you or trying to get involved in things that you guys are handling, let me know, because that means things in my personal life or things that I'm doing feel a little out of control. So I want to start controlling things. So we have an open line of communication, and I'm open to that feedback because it's about knowing yourself. Like, okay, I know that when I feel like things aren't going the way I want them to, I'll start controlling my businesses because I know that I can do that.
What you can control.
But also you saying giving 100%, I'm going to tell you right now, your 75% is more than 100% of anybody. No one is ever going to care about your business as much as you.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I know a lot of people who start businesses and they're like, I have to hire. I'm like, no, you need to do every single position in your business before you do anything. Yeah. When I started Tiger, I was putting the gift boxes together. And I was like, this is how I want them so that I know exactly how to tell people how to do it. But I was taping them and doing it all myself.
Right.
I run a law firm and I'm doing gifting boxes. Yeah. There's no job that's big and small enough for me because I like to know exactly how things need to be done so I can actually teach people. Yeah. And so, I always say that, like, you need to be doing as much as you can in the beginning and then growing into that. But in order for people to care about your brand, and one thing I do at Level Up always is I try to give the women or the people at the firm, we have boys too, a platform. So it's not just about me being in Vogue or Forbes. At least I think 3 members of my team, if I get an article and someone's like, we'd like you to comment, I give it to them because I want them to see the path for growth. We did a segment for ABC. I had them interview my team, and that was important to me because I want them to feel part of the brand. They're not going to want to be motivated for me if I'm the one taking all the limelight. That's what it is. And that, I think, motivates other people to want to be part of Level Up because they not only, they get to work with cool clients, but they actually get to run their own book of business. They get to feel like I have opportunity and growth more than just what's behind my desk. There's something out there for me, and it gives people the confidence to do that. We call it the level up effect.
Yeah, I love that. The level up effect.
Yeah. Did you,
so cool.
like, where did you learn the entrepreneurial side? Because you said you came back, the English major was your undergrad?
I was an English major. You know what? I think I always just had it in me. I really understand people. And so the entrepreneurship is just, I'm not afraid to do things. I think that's what it is. I never have been. I definitely learned as I went. I mean, my family's full of entrepreneurs. And I always knew that that was the way to make, the most profit and always just grow the most. You're capped at anything you do unless you are an entrepreneur. And I think Gen Z knows that more than anybody.
Yeah.
And so that was
100%.
not a thing that people thought about. It was all about the big law job, and that's your cap. And they actually thought that what I was doing was going to be something that would hinder me. Like being an entrepreneur in the 2014, 15 meant you were going to be poor. You had no room. That was the big risk. And, you were just scrappy startup. And then things have changed so much in the last 10 years. And so now people are like, that's the way to make it big. So I think for me, it was just more about, I just wanted every day of my life to be something I enjoyed and cared about. And I really just learned as I went, especially from starting a law firm. That was something, we're still working things out. I like bringing in people, though, who give me ideas. So, that's also an open line of communication. When someone on the team has an idea of how to do it better, we are very open to that. So, I'm like, okay, it's probably better than what I knew how to do. So,
Well, that's why it's so important to bring on a team. I mean, that's why we brought on a team for Girls Gone Legal, because we just want to hear everyone's ideas. We want feedback. We want to grow together, Cool. So I have a quick question to backtrack a little bit, going back to kind of balancing a million things at once. How do you balance your personal life with family, friends, meeting significant others? How do you balance that with all these things? Because I know there's a lot of listeners right now that are probably in law school or just starting as an attorney or in college, and you're trying to grind to go to law school, but they're also trying to do all their personal life stuff, right? And they're probably stressed out and
the social
exhausted.
double standard that comes with being a woman doing it, where we have a different threshold
Like
in each of
the
each.
walking poster child.
Yes.
I have to say, if I would have married anybody I was dating through all of my stages, I would not be the person that I am today.
Yeah.
So I think while there's always this fear of running out of time, and I had that too, I think I was more afraid of time and running out of time before I was 35. Now I actually don't care as much. It's so interesting. I think there is a lot of pressure on women and a lot of thought that goes into that. But again, I know my priority. Relationships are my number one. So my friends and my family and honestly dating is actually a top priority to me. So if there is something fun to do and there is, something my friends want to do or a family event, the best thing about being an entrepreneur is I'm able to make the choice to be there because I know that's a top priority. I might be working on the plane and I might be working late another day to get, cover for what I experience. But again, I know what my priorities are. I do think that when you are ready and when you meet the right person, it's all about being your best self. I think the version I am today is going to be best fit to meet the version of who I want to be with. So, and I think because my life moves so fast, I didn't realize a lot of who I am until recently. I didn't know what I was good at. People would tell me all the time, wow, you're so inspiring, you've done so much. And I'm like, I don't really feel like that person. And lately I have been because I figured out what my zone of genius is really helping people see and get confidence in who they are. And even my team, we call it the level up effect because I see them go from law students to confident women, and I give them the encouragement to do that, and I'm helping them see that. That's something I really value. So knowing that about myself has now allowed me to be the woman that I want to be, and also allowed me to show up in different ways. So that's been really good. I've had more amazing friends, etc. But I think it comes in ebbs and flows. I think that honestly, in your 20s, work as hard as you can. Work so fucking hard. You have everything on your side. That's what I did. And I can't tell you, like I said, every day I wake up and I feel blessed, so blessed that I live the life that I always dreamed of.
Amazing.
Had I let fear get in the way of that, fear of time, which honestly is it's true. I don't think I would be as happy, and I do think that I would wake up one day and feel somewhat unfulfilled.
Right.
Now I feel very fulfilled, and so if I end
Yeah.
up doing the family and the home life, I know that I'm like, I really did live like every
100%.
stage of my life
Yeah.
like to the
Yeah.
fullest.
Yeah.
And the reason for my question was because I know for myself right now, I find myself like, all right, I'm going to dinner with my friends, or I'm just trying to hang out on the couch and like relax, but I'm always on my phone or always on my laptop, like taking care of things and like business ideas and creating more things. And I'm like, all right, sometimes I'm like, let me just take a break, like a mental reset. But I did like kind of wonder with you doing a bunch of stuff, like, do you just put your phone to the side sometimes, or you like,
Yeah.
is
What
your
does that
phone next?
disconnect for
or-
you look like?
So, okay, people like who do like rest days or rest weekends, that doesn't exist for me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could do like a rest few hours.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's because I like what I do. But every morning I do have a routine where I do a journal, a meditation, EFT tapping, and then I do what do I do? God, I do like a whole like list of little things that
Yeah.
I do, right? So that is my me time to kind of set my day. When I'm ever one-on-one at a meal, my phone is always away, no matter
Okay.
what. I have
Yeah.
my phone turned over or like away from the table because I know I'll get distracted.
Yeah, yeah.
That to me, I think is just like a really important thing that I learned because when I started my business, I lost a lot of friends and people because of the fact I was very in on my phone. Now, also, I think about it now, those are not the people that would have came with me on this journey.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Everything
I,
happens
Yeah.
for a reason.
exactly. And I do work with a lot of startups. I have like a friend who's starting this amazing sleep wellness company, and she's now starting it at this stage. And we're at dinner, and she's like, hey, I really have to post this video. Like, what are the caption? And I was like, I've been there before. Like, I know what it feels like knowing that I need to post a video
Yeah.
at a certain time or I need to do something at a certain time. So I'm like, do your thing. Like, I'm never going to be offended by that because
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know that I will sometimes walk through life and the day and not even realize like who I talked to or what I saw.
Mhm.
And so I
Yeah.
think putting that phone away at certain times matters. But I don't think that unless you're a person who needs that rest day, that just stresses me out.
Mhm.
A full day off,
You
I'm
can't
stressed
mentally.
out.
Yeah, I
don't
can't
like
mentally
it.
rest because
No,
my
I don't
brain's
like
going.
it.
You should be doing this right now.
My
Yeah.
rest days are my idea days. Like I'll sit there
Yeah.
and I'll get a journal and I'll brain dump. So I'll feel like, okay, this is what I want to
Yeah.
think about. Or I'll do like admin stuff that I need to do. And I like that too.
Exactly,
I
yeah.
weirdly love admin work.
Yeah. Oh, it's
I've
like
been-
checking them off is the
Yeah,
best part.
oh
Like
my
I
God,
called the
it's so
bank.
satisfying.
I've been trying to watch this TV show now for like 3 weeks, and every time I go to sit on my couch, I just start doing things like
Yeah.
on my laptop and my phone for like
What
the
show is
podcast
it?
or the what?
What show is it?
Just Dancing with the Stars.
You are very behind on that. We've tried
I'm
to talk
so
about
behind
it.
on Dancing with, and you know what's funny? I've never watched Dancing with the Stars, but I'm trying to find little things to like take a little
Turn
like
your brain
break for
off.
at least an
Yeah.
hour, just to like disconnect from the world.
I watch so much TV,
I'm-
but I'm always watching when I'm working.
Yeah. Oh, and then
Yeah.
I'm rewinding because I'm like, wait, what just happened? I was like, I ended up calling
Yeah,
someone.
I
Or,
think-
yeah.
I think it's like you can.
Busy brains. I don't think there is
Busy
a way to turn
brains,
that
yeah.
off. I think
But
that's
I'm
just
like,
how
is
we
there something wrong
are.
with me? Like, am I okay? I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm
I
like,
think
wait, I
that-
wanted
yeah.
to sit down and like not
Yeah.
open anything up, but it's just like my brain wants to go, 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 and
Yeah.
like get things done. I don't care. Like last
But
night, I
take
was
advantage of that.
Yeah.
Don't
I know.
don't like
Do while we're young. Right?
do what you're
Exactly.
doing, but like also, it's like I have to say, it's like sometimes I'm like, no, I mean, I get ideas to start things. I don't think I'll ever be one of those people who's like, okay, I'm done now. I'm
Yeah.
always gonna start something, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. But I have to say, like, take advantage of that energy because there will be a time in your life where you might not have that or you have a different phase.
Yeah.
If you're excited and passionate, the show will be, you can watch the rerun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be
yeah.
fine.
Okay, so our last question, we'll go into rapid fire questions for like some quick fun stuff. But
Oh God, rapid fire. I
what
don't like
is
that.
those are fun, don't worry. What's next for you? So like what is your can you tell us what your next big thing is? What are you excited for? Or like what are you looking to explore next?
So I'm looking forward to really focusing on my personal brand. I really love posting content and like doing more day in the life and just really sharing that journey because I do think it's inspiring to people to see that, you know, you can do it all. I love that. I love the idea of the first call, the newsletter I'm going to launch with the LinkedIn Live show. And I'm really excited to see how Level Up continues to grow. We're going to be launching courses. We do our events. I do love the Connected Table dinner series. That has been really like filling my cup, and then hopefully launching the product line soon. So I think I got a lot.
Yeah.
But what's nice is that with each of these different ideas and business lines, like I know that they're part of this next stage of my life, and it's going to all make sense.
Yeah.
And I think with all of them, I love to continue to nurture and grow them. So with Level Up, I do think that now with AI, like courses and teaching people how to like live the life that I've lived by giving them the tools to do so and hopefully start their own practices or even build out practices in smaller law firms, doing IP, doing startup law, working with content creators, and using the tools that I did was going to be really great. And yeah, just, I'm also still learning. Like when I launched the product, that's going to be a learning curve for me, but it excites me.
Yeah.
I have a passion for learning new things, and anything is possible. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
I love that.
For our audience, can you just tell them for your dinner series, can anyone join that or how does it work?
So great question. We are going to have a sign up for people interested, but we do hand select the attendees.
Cool.
So it is going to be people who we've had amazing founders, people from 7 to 9 figure founders. And the biggest thing about our dinners is it's not for any other purpose than for women to authentically connect. So we're not selling anything, we're not promoting anything. It really is just a way for people to learn and engage from each other. We've had people get investment in their startups. We've had people one woman got featured in Forbes. We've had speaker opportunities. So it's just being in those rooms that's been really inspiring. So we look for people that have something to bring to the table. So we curate the guest list really thoughtfully and just making sure that to seat people in places that we know can elevate them based on what we know about them.
Cool.
I love
And
that.
is that in New York or Miami or both?
So it's New York, Miami, LA. It's multi-city.
Cool, okay.
So I started it in Miami because I wanted to make friends. And I was like, exactly, why don't I just start a dinner series?
Yeah.
New York is where I'm from. So like
Yeah.
obviously I had to do
Why
New
not?
York.
Yeah.
Our next one is on Monday in New York. We literally just secured the restaurant. Like
Amazing.
That. I don't know why it's so
Yeah.
hard to do things in New York when it comes to events. Miami's easy. My
Yeah.
God.
I
Because
could
New York, you book
imagine.
reservations apparently 3 months in
I
advance.
know.
right?
Yeah,
New York
yeah,
is
it's gotta be
just
so far in
expensive,
advance.
but like it's just so amazing to see all the things that people are doing, and
Yeah.
there's people at different stages that are here to like able to kind of help and support other people, and it's honestly just been one of the most fulfilling things to watch. Everyone is like, "Are you going to make a business out of this? Are you going to do it?" I'm like, this is the one thing that's not a business for me. It's really just fun for me.
Yeah, just connecting.
Yeah, it's just connecting
networking.
and like giving back and giving people opportunity is what I love to do.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I
How many
love that.
attendees do you usually have per event?
We usually have between 20 to 25.
Wow, okay.
And so, yeah, this is our 5th dinner coming up.
Wow.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Okay. Is this how many were in Miami and how many in New York?
We did 3 in Miami and 2 in New York.
Okay.
And then we were going to do LA, but we ended up postponing that.
Okay.
We've had offers for like Aspen, Chicago.
Amazing.
So many people want to sponsor us, but we try to be really specific about that because
Yeah.
we have a lot of like influencers there or really big names or founders, and they often go to dinners for work. And we want to make sure that they're going there knowing that they're not required to post anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have. They just
course.
get to go up and show up and be themselves, which is
Yeah,
important.
yeah. This isn't work. This is just like
Yeah,
let's
it's
It's good
all
to have
like
a
meet,
different.
yeah, let's all meet each other and,
And
have a
there's
good
no
time and
forced
be inspired.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
genuine.
exactly.
I love that.
all right. So you
Perfect.
want to go back and forth?
Yeah, we'll go.
Okay.
We'll just
My gosh,
quick and
okay.
easy. These are just for
These are the
fun.
worst for me because I'm like, why do I not know nothing about myself?
I know.
I know nothing about myself.
We always joke about that. It's like, what's your name? And you're like,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Okay.
you go first.
First thing you do when you wake up.
Check my phone.
Yeah.
Valid.
If you
Honestly-
say you don't check your phone, you're lying.
Yeah, literally, it's like, no, I know people who do it in the other room, and I'm like, I would run to the other room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
All right. What is your coffee order?
Ooh, hot cappuccino with almond milk and a little bit of cinnamon on top.
Ooh.
I don't know what kind of milk to do anymore. I don't know. It's the almond, it's the oat, it's the whole, whatever it is, but I switch up the milk.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Depends
all
on the
right.
day. Depends on the
Depends
day.
on the day.
What's the most used app on your phone right now?
I want to say,
That's a good question.
that's a good question. I would say Gmail, but that's just because of work. But
Yeah.
my most used fun app actually is I use LinkedIn a lot. Most
Really?
underrated social media app
We
is
need to pick your
LinkedIn.
brain about that then.
Oh my
We're
God, so many
lacking.
opportunities there. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Amazing.
I love LinkedIn. I mean, since I got into New York Law School, that was like my first post on LinkedIn.
Yeah, you're a
and
big LinkedIn girl.
I've always been on LinkedIn, always
I'm a big
updating.
LinkedIn girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome.
All right, one word to describe your leadership style.
Good one.
Fearless.
Fearless.
it.
Nice.
Favorite place to work from?
Honestly, I love my walking pad.
Really?
I love my desk, my stand-up desk, my walking pad. But definitely the office. We had two offices. Our first office is 28th and Park, and that was my favorite. That's actually when I felt like I made it, when I
Yeah.
got my first office space.
Amazing.
Nice. For your walking pad, where did you get that?
Amazon. Oh
Amazon,
my God.
okay,
It's in my
just
storefront.
for people curious.
It is life-changing.
Is it? See, I feel like I
will
get
tell
distracted.
No, oh my God, it is life-changing. I
Really?
would seriously, like, the most thing every time I tell someone to get it, they're like, I get it. This is the best thing I could have ever done for myself.
Maybe it'll be my bar prep gift to myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd
do
be
while
good
you're
to
setting for the
watch.
bar.
Yeah.
Oh man, you'll be so good.
Perfect.
All right, who is your dream client or collab?
You know what? Sky Ventures, Kim Kardashian's venture fund. I think it's called Sky Ventures.
yeah.
And that would be someone that I would want to work for them because
Cool.
early stage startups,
Yeah.
but basically genius. She takes equity in businesses and she promotes them.
Yeah.
Anything she touches turns to gold.
Yeah.
Such a smart idea.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to work with them. And I love Kim, so that works.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All in one.
Most underrated legal tip for creators?
Most underrated legal tip. For larger celebrity clients, check out your morals clause. That is how people get
That's
get
my
out of it.
independence.
Yeah,
that's
you're
my
big with
independence
that.
study paper
Morals
is about morals
clause?
clauses right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
They're sneaky.
They're
Or sometimes
sneaky.
they won't even put them in like a morals clause section. They'll be like a little language and termination. I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
I
and
don't
that's
like
another
this.
thing for everybody. You can sign whatever. Just look at the termination.
Yeah.
If you're able to get out of it, all of the things you're agreeing to, it's okay.
Yeah.
You just gotta be able to get out. I
Yes.
always say,
If you look at one thing, look at the
if you're
termination.
able to just terminate, you're good.
Yeah.
What is a red flag in a contract you always look for?
Say termination clauses.
Termination. There we go.
That is the one thing I tell people all the time. The money and the termination.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite female founder or role model?
I am loving Emma Grede right now.
Love.
Whoever's doing her PR, she's coming out of the woodwork, but I'm not like, I've never been the soft girl era girl. That's not my thing. And when we were all in the soft girl era, I was like, no.
I'm the messy girl to my core.
The messy girl. I am
I don't even know what I am.
I'm the multifaceted. She's
Yeah.
a mother, she's a founder, she's stylist, she's personable, she's done some amazing things.
Yeah.
So it's like a mix. It's like not the soft girl, it's like the every woman.
Yeah.
That's who like I'm into, and I love seeing this whole era of just the mix of both.
100%.
Between
You could do
the
it all.
boss girl was, I don't know who convinced us of that. That was, I mean, I'm poster child, but the boss girl and the soft girl never hit any of those. It's that every woman vibe that I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Amazing.
Okay, and last one. What is your go-to power outfit for meetings?
Ooh, a good suit set. Like a little sexy though.
Yeah.
Gotta do it
Has some
right.
style.
And I always wear color. Like,
I love
and
that.
I used to do the all black thing, not anymore. I'm the
Wow.
one wearing color in every room.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love this outfit right now.
Thank
you.
It's
Honestly,
giving. It's giving.
So old.
Oh,
It's like two different sets.
love
And
it.
I
love
always
it.
put it together. I have to say, every day, one of the best things you should do is get dressed.
Yeah.
And like you'll feel good. You'll feel a little different every day. And that's why when we first started Level Up, I made the girls come in the office 5 days a week. 5 days a week and dressed. And now that seems crazy.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, it really changed the way that they showed up on camera for clients. I mean, it just changed the way they saw themselves.
100%.
And so that was a big part of it. But I think now even I'm guilty.
Yeah.
But I got good athleisure. So
Yeah.
You can take it.
When I get dressed for the day, like when I put this on to come here to film, I was like, oh my God, I feel unstoppable.
Yeah,
Like,
you-
I can do so many
Get
things
into your
right now.
character, yeah.
it.
And then I'm gonna go home and top bun it with the sweatshirt, and that's another
100%.
character.
Exactly. A girl who can do it all. That's
yeah,
what
the
we're here
girl who
for.
can do it all, and I love that
Exactly.
character too.
Yeah.
Well, amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you so much
you.
for coming on
Thank
today.
you
We always have the
guys.
last question is always the exact same.
Yeah.
So it's
Shoot.
just if you were to send a text message to yourself when you were fresh out of law school, still finishing off law school, what would you say?
Everything that you were worried about, it's all gonna be okay. It's gonna be better than you ever thought it could ever be.
Yeah.
That's
I love
amazing.
That. I love that so much.
I needed to hear that, so thank you.
Yeah, I needed to hear that too. And
Honestly, I have to say, like, if you do follow your passion, it's going to be even better than you thought it could be. And even like when it comes to relationships, I think about it that way. It's going to be even better than I could have ever imagined it to be.
Yeah. I'm a big believer everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And you're on your path for a reason. So if you're in a low point right now, you're there for a reason because you're going to come out even stronger, right?
Totally.
And
You'll learn
do
right
amazing
now.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And time heals everything. I always tell people that when they're like, I'm in this, like, you've all been in times where you're like, oh my God, like I'm never gonna get out of this. But like you got out, right?
Yeah.
So when something really difficult happens for me, I'm like, time is gonna heal this. Like I just gotta get through this time and then I'm gonna look back and I won't even remember it.
Yeah.
So it's like
It
that's
works
what you
out
gotta
in the
keep that in mind
Yeah.
sometimes.
You'll look back and be like, remember that time
Yeah.
when look at me
You just
now.
gotta move through it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
love
love
it.
that. Well, thank you so,
Thank
so,
you
much.
so much for
guys.
coming
This was
on
fun.
today.
Love having you
like,
on.
was this legal or was this like life advice?
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
I
just
was
talking like wait, because we honestly, the entrepreneurial side is something we don't get to talk about enough. So this is
Yeah.
like
That's
so
what I mean. I didn't
interesting.
even look. I had so many questions.
Oh my gosh. I'm chatty though.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. In the meantime, follow us on our socials, Instagram, LinkedIn, Spotify, TikTok, all the
YouTube.
fun, YouTube, all the
All
fun
of them.
stuff. Until then, we'll see you in 2 Mondays,
Yes, 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks. But until then, stay sharp
Stay stylish.
and stay legal.
Bye, guys.